Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video, and today we are flying out the Z-10, the new attack helicopter for the Chinese tech tree. It's an amazing helicopter. I think it's one of the most beautiful helicopters in the world, in my opinion, one of my favorite. And yeah, it is an amazing helicopter. To be honest, I'm not the most experienced helicopter pilot in War Thunder. I get a ton of deaths just like because I don't know how to play them. So bear that in mind when you watch this video. But I just wanted to showcase a little bit of the helicopter. It's just a cool helicopter, it's all black and it's just amazing, amazing. The payloads are a little bit limited, okay? They're not the most amazing thing ever in the sense of the amount of weapons that you can take. But the weaponry is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So normally you will use basically the main armament is two missiles, the AKD-10 and the TY-90. So the TY-90 we already seen on the Z-19, the premium one before, and it is just one of the best IR guided missiles ever in helicopters. It's just a completely kind of overpowered missile, you know. It has IR CCM and it's just a very good missile. It has 6 kilometers of lock-on range in all aspects, so it is amazing, amazing, amazing. And we have a new missile, the AKD-10, a missile that was not used until the Z-10, okay, in the tech tree. So it is basically a very advanced Hellfire. To be honest, it's very similar to the most advanced Hellfires that we have. It has 1400 millimeters of penetration, so it's even better than the K Hellfire, the Hellfire version K. It has the same range, you know, and it has the same type of guidance. So it has the laser designation, obviously, together with the inertial system if you lose lock for the final lock, you know. But it is just an amazing missile. It penetrates basically everything. I mean, 1400 millimeters of pen is just completely, bluntly. I don't want to say overpowered, but kind of it is. You know, it's very strong. And these are both the main missiles that you receive. Okay. Also, he receives Type 23L cannon, which is basically one cannon version of the GSH-23, if I'm not mistaken. So it is not the most effective gun ever, you know. It has a very interesting armored targets ammunition, which has HVAP rounds, which penetrates at 10 meters, 60 millimeters. So it is a very good round actually to be a 23 millimeter, but it's still a 23 millimeter. So it is not the most effective gun that you can see, you know, and have. Obviously it has thermals, obviously it has night vision. The thermals and the zoom are just amazing. They're pretty good. And together with the MAW system, obviously modern helicopters all have that. It is a very effective way to just protect yourself, you know. Even though most of the AA systems that we see in War Thunder, AA like self-propelled AA systems, they are all systems that don't require a lock, you know, or an IR guidance. Most of them are just mouse guided. So you kind of have to be careful either way, obviously. I'm not doing a very good job here, as you can see. But yeah, it's an amazing helicopter, very modern, with a lot, I mean, very modern weaponry, you know. So yeah, and here we have some PvE combat as well, because normally a lot of people use the PvE mode to actually grind it out the helicopters. So it can be very effective at it. You can also, in the inner pylons, just remember, in the inner pylons you cannot take um, the guided stuff, you know. So in the inner pylons you can only take unguided stuff. So the FS-70 rocket, which is a very good rocket, which has 300 millimeters of penetration, and then the Type 57, which is kind of like an S5 kind of rocket. You know, it's very small and it's not very capable, but still it has a little bit of damage and it penetrates 150 millimeters, as I said. So it's pretty alright, to be honest. It's not, to be honest, I don't think it's the most effective helicopter ever. I think it's supposed to be more of a cheaper helicopter, like the European ones that we see. So they're smaller and stuff like that, like the Tiger or even the new ones that were added, like the Mangusta back in the day, but the T-129 and some helicopters like that. They're not like the Apache or the K-52. I still think that the K-52 especially is the best helicopter in the game. Even though the Tiger has its fire and forget missiles, I still prefer to use the K-52. I just think it's a better helicopter in general, you know. Especially now with the fire extinguisher and stuff, it can be very um, like reliable. You can take a punch, the helicopter. And this is more of a light attack helicopter, you know. But it still doesn't mean that it cannot do damage. It's 23 millimeter. I would not depend too much on it. And with the rockets as well, I would not depend too much on it, even though the 300 millimeter ones are pretty, penetration ones are pretty alright to use against tanks. The main armament will be always the Chinese AKD-10s and the TY-90, which are both the best missiles. Obviously, it's kind of a higher BR, to be honest. The 11.0, I think it's kind of a high BR, even though you have indeed a better ground missile, air-to-ground missile from the Z-19. You still uses the same armament in the sense of air-to-air, and yeah, I mean, you cannot take eight blue, like the Z-19 can take 8 blue arrows together with eight TY-90s, and the Z-10 cannot do that. It can only take 4 of them each, you know, if you want to get the both types of the missiles. And in that sense, it's just kind of limited, you know. But in other senses, it is very nimble. Not as nimble as a smaller helicopter, but it's still way more nimble than a Mi-28 or Apache, you know. And especially, it is an aircraft that it can be very fast, you know. It can reach exceeding the speeds of 300 kilometers per hour. So it is a very fast helicopter with very, very good optics. You know, you don't have a radar, and I think the only thing that limits this aircraft to not dominate completely is the range of the missiles. You know, you still need to just be careful with a lot of the AA systems because the BR is kind of high, so you face a lot of very good AA systems, like the XM 975, which I died on the clip before, you know. And as you can see here, even though here is arcade, you see the cannon doesn't do much, you know, in the M60 there. So yeah, the cannon is not the greatest thing ever. The main armament is are your AKD missiles, okay? And yeah, but it is a nimble aircraft, very cool, very mean looking, you know. So mean looking, it's just such a beautiful aircraft, man. I think it's one of the most beautiful helicopters out there. And yeah, the Chinese really did something with this helicopter. But yeah, guys, basically this is it, and I hope you enjoyed. Just a very quick video talking a little bit about the Z-10. I will be making soon a video about all the helicopters, you know, but it's going to be in a bit, okay? I'm just waiting for more rentals to come. So once I get that, I will be doing more videos on the helicopters and on the other aircraft added to War Thunder, okay? So I see you guys on the next one, and bye guys, subscribe.